In today's local business spotlight, we are introducing you to a new business in the south side of Chattanooga and one where you cannot leave thirsty. Please welcome Bert Casey of Fountainhead Taproom. Bert, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, tell me a little bit about, the tap room. It's a self-pour location and the idea behind that.
Yeah, so self-pour really deals with one of the major issues that we find in a traditional bar. I kind of got this idea when I was visiting a bar that had over 100 taps. There were 350 people in the bar. But they had two bartenders behind the bar.
Right.
And so when you look at the reviews for this place, every other review is basically a complaint that it takes 45 minutes to get your second drink. And self-pour,
it's hard to taste.
Yeah, exactly, right. So self-pour really addresses that. We have 60 taps, beer, cider, wine, mead, all in a self-pour format. And basically you just get a card that lets you track everything you drink. You pour whatever you want. So it's kind of like a beer festival every day.
But it's all at your own, desire, what you want to try, how much you want to try.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love that you have the wine also, so, everyone can be together as well. How long did you dream of opening this?
Well, it's been about a 10-year process for my wife
Wow.
and I to start a business. We looked at a lot of different business models over those years. And it's been about a year and a half that we've been focused on the self-pour tap room to get it going.
Tell me a little bit about the challenges, as you're going through, the past year and a half of getting the Fountainhead Taproom open. What was that journey like?
Well, there's definitely a lot of challenges opening a small business. There's obviously the physical challenges like construction delays and dealing with city inspections and things like that. But I'd say the biggest challenge really happens before any of that comes along, which is just probably dealing with fear of the unknown, fear of failure, things like that. There's a lot of ways that the world we live in kind of trains us to expect failure, to be afraid of stepping out and trying something new. And so really there's sort of an internal, a mental challenge that you have to overcome to get to this point.
And I'm going to guess that one of the ways you were able to get through those mental challenges was because you have such a passion for this model of business and what you're opening. Why is that a passion for you?
I spent a couple of years in Austria working at a refugee camp. That's where I really started to appreciate craft beer and came back to the States right as craft beer was kind of exploding here. I really love the social aspect of it. I love that it kind of brings people together. It creates community. It gives people an avenue to sit and share and build relationships. And that's really something that we wanted to create a space for.
And why Chattanooga?
Oh gosh, there's so many reasons. We started to make kind of pro and con lists for various cities that we were looking at, and when we got to Chattanooga, the list became so long that it wasn't even really a difficult choice anymore. We love the demographic here, the access to nature. I started texting videos to friends and family of Sunset Point here on Lookout Mountain. I'm in 10 minutes drive from downtown Chattanooga right now. My wife and I love the outdoors. I spent summers hiking on the Appalachian Trail growing up. And so we just feel like it's a great privilege to be kind of back in this part of the country and have access to all of that. Also, the people here have been just over the top friendly, from the Chamber of Commerce to just people on the street. And even though Chattanooga is a large city, it still has a small town feel.
Right, I say that all the time.
Yeah, people walking down the street say hi to each other because they've known each other for 20 years. And that's
or even if you don't, they still say hi. Right?
Exactly. And it's just hard to find that really anymore. So we were really pleasantly surprised by that.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Real quickly, tell us, if we want to visit your tap room, what do we need to know? How can we get started?
Well, we're at 1617 Rossville Avenue. It's just next to Church on Main, so right off of Main Street in the south side. Just come in and we'll get you set up with a beer card, and you can start pouring whatever you like.
And you'll walk us through the whole process?
Absolutely,
And of course, you can help us maybe narrow down what we want to try.
Absolutely. We've got some great staff that's very knowledgeable in different types of beer that can help anybody figure out what they want to do.
Bert, thanks for joining us. I know we're going to talk to you again here in just a few more weeks. In the meantime, go check out the newly opened Fountainhead Taproom.